This is Tanks and Tutties, presented by Tubbs and Franke. Episode 93, one step closer to episode 100. This week, light week in terms of sports. However, the draft is this Thursday, so we'll be talking about that. Mostly what we want to see our teams do. Very excited for some football news. We also had a trade last week we have to talk about real briefly. But as always, locks and long shots. We'll wrap up that NHL playoff scenario we talked about last week. And then a little MLB. And if time will hit the grid, hopefully. I didn't even look at it today, so hopefully it's fun. But let's get right into it. Frankie, how was your weekend?
My weekend was actually pretty relaxing again. Friday was two of Paige's classmates' birthdays. So we went out to Beale Street, went to Tin Roof. We took you there, I believe. They had some live music.
Don't remember much of that one.
Yeah, they had some live music. It was great. So we went and did that Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, we pretty much did nothing. Paige had to go to a dinner for one of the girls' birthdays, so then I just stayed home, played some Xbox, and then we've been binging One Tree Hill. If you've ever watched One Tree Hill,
Never seen it, but it's a popular show.
Yeah, so it gets shit on, and a lot of people think it's a girly show. It's actually not. It's a basketball show. And it's actually been pretty good so far. But
I've actually seen some of the basketball clips from that show, and they're awful.
Yeah, they're bad at basketball, but the show itself is pretty good. But so yeah, that was pretty much my entire weekend, was chilling on the couch. The weather wasn't great here. I mean, it's obviously warm, but hasn't been like fantastic outside. So not sure what this weekend brings, but maybe it'll be a little more active. So how was your weekend?
I had a good weekend. To start, I'm going to throw it back to Thursday because Sid and I went to the range. We just both hit a small bucket. We were planning on just getting outside. It was a nice day, so we went to the range. It was just a small bucket, then we went and got ice cream. But I did focus on my driver, and I, towards the end, was smoking my drives because I've mentioned in the past, I developed this real duck hook left, and I didn't know what was going on with it. So I went to the range, and I was like, I'm just going to hit driver, fix it. So I just started trying shit, and then eventually something stuck, and man, I was piping these, just a beautiful little draw. So I'm very excited. Got to get on a real course, see how it actually is. But the irons are not good. The irons now need to be fixed, so we're going to focus on that. Friday, like I said last week, we went to the cottage. The whole weekend was just a whole lot of work getting the site ready for summer, putting out lights and chairs and doing a little yard work, a lot of leaves to clean up from the fall. But Friday night, my brother had a track invitational that he didn't know about until I think he qualified for it on Tuesday, he said. So that kind of threw a wrench in the plans. So I was also taking a couch down to my parents' cottage for them from my uncle's house. That's 10 minutes away from my house. So I went and picked up the couch at 4 because my brother didn't really tell anybody, when he would be done. And I was like, I'll just go over there. And then that's who my sister is actually dog sitting for. We were talking before the show a little bit. So I was hanging out with her for a little bit, thinking it'll be like an hour or so, and then I'll go pick him up. I didn't get a text until 7:30 that he was going to be done in half an hour. So at 7:30 I left. I literally sat in a recliner for 3 hours and watched TikTok. It was brutal when I could have been doing so much other shit if I knew it was going to be that late. So I went and got him. Then we went down. Friday night didn't do shit because we got there so late. Just had some beers, hung out. And then Saturday was the work day. Got all the work done. Then we had some more beers, and then we taught my brother how to play Hold'em. So we were playing Hold'em Saturday night. That was a lot of fun. Then Sunday got home. I didn't do shit Sunday, I don't think. A lot of laundry, and I played some golf. We played some golf.
We played golf
on
Sunday.
Right. Yep. So yeah, that was my weekend. I got a much more fun one coming up this weekend. I'll preview that later. I got a lot going on. Locks and long shots. My locks now, I'm 13-11-1. Still open, but I'm about to mark it as a loss if he doesn't hit one this week, is Torque over 28.5 home runs. We are now We are 23 games into the season, and Torque has 0. So, quick math. He would need to hit one every... Hang on. 139 divided by 29. He's got to hit one every 5 games. I don't like it. I do not like it.
Throw in a couple multi-home run games, though.
Yeah, that's true. So if he hits one this week, I'm going to leave it open. If he doesn't, I'm going to mark it as a loss, but I'm going to leave it on the sheet, but I'm going to put the loss in my record, and then hopefully that jinxes it. So we'll see. Last week, I had the Bayern tie no bet versus Arsenal. It turns out this was a better bet than I thought at the time because they were 2-2. Champions League, it's 2 games aggregate. It was 2-2 the first game, so somebody had to win. And Bayern ended up winning 1-0. So we had won that bet right there, -135. We'll take it. This week, I love this play. Vegas-Dallas over 5.5 Wednesday night. This play right here is almost a certified nuke, throw the mortgage on it play. I think the score last night was, 4-3?
I didn't see the final score. I know they were scoring pretty quick.
Yeah. Both offenses look great. The goaltenders look lost. The boys were just buzzing. I think 6 goals is very easy, and I think they score 7 or 8. Plus, if you get a 2-2 tie, no, that wouldn't hit. Never mind. 3-3. Wow.
Yeah.
If it goes 3-2, they're gonna pull goalie, and then boom, 4-2, you win. So
you hope.
I love over 5.5. Yeah, you hope.
You almost talked yourself out of that one.
I did. Longshots 4-16-1, not good. Still open though. Good is Skubal Cy Young plus 1,600. He is now plus 600. I just looked this morning. Second favorite behind Burns.
Yep.
And then I believe Grayson Rodriguez is sneaking up. He's plus 700, and Cole Reagans is right in there.
Cole Reagans just had a bad game, didn't he?
I have no idea. I've only been tracking Skubal. I don't even know how fucking Burns has been doing. I watched Skubal last night at the bowling alley. Motherfucker went, let's see if I can find the box score here. I got to sneeze. Skubal went 6 innings, 3 hits, no earned, no
9
walks,
Ks.
9 Ks. It's just, this dude is a strikeout machine. He is doing everything I said. The Tigers are winning games. Skubal's pitching well. He just needs to take that extra step to dominance, and this was a good one. He kind of got lit up, in quotes, against the Athletics. That was not nice last week. But yeah, last night against the Rays, 9 Ks. Love it. And then Tigers to win the Central. They're in it. Let's see the Central. They're tied for second, 3 games back, 3.5 back of the Guardians.
The Guardians are
going to fall off eventually.
Right now.
Yep, they're going to fall off eventually. Teams will get slow. Hopefully the Tigers just stay around. I'm projecting they're going to stay around 500, then hopefully it's just make a push at the end, and we got something to root for. That's it. Last week's long shot was Wings Flyers money line plus 156. That was an L. The Wings did their job. The Flyers did not. I'm not going to say a word about it other than fuck the Flyers. We'll talk about it later in an NHL recap. This week, to go along with the overplay, we're taking Vegas money line against the Stars. I think they just looked so good last night. They look like they're going to fight. And at I think it was like plus 130. You just can't turn that down. They also got Stoner back. He scored quick yesterday. Yeah, we're just gonna ride with the Golden Knights. I think they'll make a deep playoff run here. And the Stars, I think the Stars have too much hype because of how many games they won regular season, but they don't have the playoff.
I kind of wish they would have won the President's Cup.
Why?
Because the team that wins the President's Cup curse. But
I think the Knights. I watched that game last night. They looked so good.
It's just perfect timing to get Stone back. But
I just realized, by the way, the Rays have not been good. 12-12.
They have a lot of injuries, but their pitching also hasn't been fantastic.
Jose Siri, garbage. That motherfucker got dropped last week. He's been so bad to start the year. I dropped him. If you want,
he was in a very hot streak there for a little bit, and then must have went cold.
He got so cold. Like ice cold. So anyways, Vegas money line plus 130, I believe, definitely plus odds. Your locks and long shots.
Yeah, so I actually forgot to mention in my weekend recap, I cleaned up my computer. It's running like it's a brand new laptop. This is pretty great. So we should be able to eliminate all of, hopefully, the issues that we've been having. But in the meantime, I have been cooking up some PC parlays that Jake put me on. Basically just huge long shot parlays every day to basically make you enough money to go and buy a PC. So yesterday I tried it. I think I went 2 for 5 yesterday. It wasn't great.
That's actually not horrible. That's not horrible for how long of a shot it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm doing like some decent research into it. So the one I cooked up today is like 8 legs. I sent it to you. But anyways, last week's locks. So I'm 18-15 on locks. I had a great week last week. I had the Braves money line versus the Astros. They won. I had the Mariners money line versus the Reds. They won. And then I had the A's plus 1.5 against St. Louis. I actually think they won that game outright.
They won 6-2.
Yeah, so I've been kind of clicking on the A's. I bet the A's money line yesterday. They beat the Yankees 2-0. Props to me. But this week I'm going to go the first 4 draft picks exacta for the NFL draft. So if you go to DraftKings, NFL, and then there's some draft specials, there is a first 4 and a first 3 draft pick parlay. And you can get the first 4 with Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Marvin Harrison in that exact order at minus 120. So that's what I'm going to take. I'm not set on 4 being Marvin Harrison. That's where I'm a little bit worried. But the top 3 exacta with the same guys is minus 290. So I'll take a little bit of risk and hope that the Cardinals don't move off of 4.
Can you change the first 4?
Yeah, there's different options. So
I'm about to look because I got to take one of those because I'll tell you what my prediction is. I'll throw it in as a long shot.
So you could do Caleb, Jaden, Drake May, JJ plus 320.
That's what I was going to say. I think whoever takes JJ is going to trade up and get him at 4.
I think that the Cardinals have been moving in too many drafts lately, and I think they came out and said that they're open for business. And I find it hard that they'd be willing to pass on Marvin Harrison. So I think the only way that they would move off of 4 from Marvin Harrison is if they knew they could get to 5 and still get Marvin Harrison. That's just my thought. But anyway, so I have that minus 120. I'm going to take the Cubs money line Wednesday versus the Astros minus 110. The Cubs are throwing Jameson Taillon, who looked really good in his first outing last week. The Astros are throwing Spencer Arrighetti, who's a rookie. He has not been great. And it's in Wrigley. I'm going to take the home team again. I did that last week, and it worked out. And then I'm also going to take the Orioles money line minus 130 versus the Angels on Wednesday. Orioles are just the better team here. They're on the road against the Angels, but the Angels aren't really throwing anybody. I believe Tyler Anderson is throwing. That does not scare me whatsoever. So minus 130 for the Orioles, pretty good value there. Long shots, you don't have my record on here, so I don't know what my record is for long shots.
Oh.
Still have the Marvin Harrison drafted by the Bears, which will be an L on Thursday. Have Juan Soto regular season home run leader. Surprisingly, do you know who leads the MLB in home runs right now?
Tyler O'Neill?
Marcell Ozuna.
Oh, no shit.
He's got 9 already. So that's going to be tough, but, I mean, it's Marcell Ozuna, so he'll probably end up in jail or injured sometime this year, and then Juan Soto will have his time to shine. Bucks over Pacers to win the series 4-3 plus 400 is still open. Bucks won game 1, and it wasn't particularly close. I'm a little bit worried about this one. I think this might be a 4-1, maybe 4-2. After the first game, I have a hard time seeing this going 7, but
the Bucks looked great,
yeah,
especially without Giannis.
Yeah, Dame showed up, and Dame proved why we brought him to Milwaukee. So,
did you see the worst bad beat of all time?
With the Tyrese Maxey?
No, that was bad too. I saw it was Dame over 35.5 points. I think it was like a live bet. He had 35 in the first half, and then he didn't score in the second half.
Yep. He didn't need to.
That's just a brutal beat.
Yeah.
He didn't need to, but that is brutal.
Yeah.
Because it was like minus 120, so I think it was a live bet. When he started hot, somebody must have said, oh, let me grab his over.
Mm-hmm.
And then he proceeded to just go off in the first half. He needed 1 point in the second half. Didn't get it.
Yep.
That's insane.
Anyway, so last week I had Xander top 10. That was an L. He was in the top 10 up until Sunday, and then the weather delay hit, and things kind of fell apart. I don't actually know where he ended up, but this should have been a win.
Tied for 18th.
Yeah, that's tough. But if you guys did listen to our golf stuff last weekend, and we told you to bet Scotty, and I said, golf's becoming one-dimensional, just bet Scotty. Scotty won by 4 strokes, so
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much bet Scotty every week. Actually, don't bet Scotty this week because it's a team event, and I'm not betting anything this week, which I didn't even know the PGA did team events, but apparently they do. So, yep.
I saw something real quick before you give your pick. Somebody said, do you think Scotty would be this dominant if so much of the talent didn't go to the Live? And I was like, whoa. Because if you look, like, Brooks and Bryson both played well at Augusta. And, yeah, Scotty still won it. But this dominance of every week out.
Probably not, just because the field would be that much thicker. But, I mean, the skill isn't going to change. He's still going to be just as good. So, This week, Packers to take a cornerback as their first pick. I'm actually surprised this is a long shot. Right now, it is an O-lineman is a heavy favorite, which probably means that they're going to take an O-lineman. But there's been a lot of talk with them and Cooper Dejean. And cornerback is the second favorite pick for this one. And honestly, I think I'd rather get Cooper Dejean than an offensive lineman. But that's besides the point. So we'll take that at plus 235. And then I'm going to follow some more rumors here and take Odunze to be the second wide receiver off the board at plus 300. A lot of rumors there lately, and we can talk about that later. But I think Odunze may become the second wide receiver off the board. So,
yep. I'll save it for the draft talk. I've got some long shots that I love, and I want to get your opinions. Mine are like long shots that I'll be throwing like probably 20% of a unit on because they're all plus 1,000 or higher. But some of them just sound so good. So we'll get into those later. Maybe we'll start with that. But first, let's wrap up this NHL playoff scenario bullshit because it was one of the highest of highs I've experienced and then the lowest of lows. It probably is second place all time. Number one being the Lions being up 4 scores at halftime and then losing the game in the NFC Championship. That was the highest of highs to lowest of lows. But, so, just to recap, the Wings got into the playoffs with a win and a Capitals loss. Okay? And then the Penguins had a long shot and the Flyers had a long shot, but the Flyers' long shot is important to the story here. They got into the playoffs with a regulation win and a Red Wings loss. They would be in the playoffs. So, the Wings were down, I want to say it was 3-2. They pulled the goalie with about a minute left, just constant pressure. And there was about 3 to 4 minutes left in the Flyers game while this is happening. They were tied 1-1 with the Capitals. So the Wings needed to win. Flyers needed to win. That was why it was my long shot parlay. The Wings scored a goal with 3 seconds left with the empty net, and it was one of the best moments I've experienced just because of they just did the same thing the night before. They did it Monday night. I think I talked about it on the podcast. And then they did it again on the road in Montreal. And then it's like, quick, what are the Flyers doing? Because I knew it was tied. So I go check the Flyers, and it was like lagging the game cast because they weren't on TV. So I was like, shit. So I go to Twitter, and then I see that they pulled the goalie because, they didn't know the Red Wings tied it up. Because if they knew the Red Wings tied it up, they should have just played till the end. But no, they proceeded to pull their goalie. And, of course, with 3 minutes left, tied 1-1, they pulled the goalie. And, of course, the Caps put in the empty netter, and they won the game. Red Wings got eliminated. Everybody on Twitter was furious because the Caps, it's like the same thing. You know, they get in the playoffs, they win a game or two, and then they win a series or two, and then they lose. This year, it looks like they're going to get swept by the Rangers. Everybody wanted the Red Wings in there. They're young. They're fun. It's Hockey Town. It's Stevie Eisman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just, it was so painful because I went from jumping up and down, yelling, yes, win it, to fuck, the season's over. Just that fast. It was crazy. The other thing, too, was the end of the Wings game. They ended up going to a shootout, and the players obviously knew. I don't think they knew in overtime because you could tell the energy was different overtime versus the shootout. In overtime, they were buzzing, big hits, dapping each other up on the bench. And then you get to the shootout, and guys would score, and they're barely celebrating. So I was like, oh, fuck, they know. And then the saddest scene of all, Patrick Kane scored the shootout winner and then didn't celebrate, came back to the bench. The guys kind of came out to him, but it was like, man, that close. And I want to sit here and blame just the Flyers and John Tortorella for being an old fuck that doesn't have an iPad on the bench to check ESPN real quick. However, all the Wings had to do was win one game that they lost this year. And let me tell you, they went through a brutal stretch where they lost to the Coyotes twice and the Sabres twice. And they also had a chance the week before. If they just beat the Caps, they would have been in. So you had a chance. You blew it. It's all good. Great season nonetheless. But this brings me to another point. There should be, because of the NHL scoring system, there should be a play-in tournament just like the NBA. Because for two reasons. So if there were a play-in tournament, so the Wings, they were technically 500, 41 and 41. They had the 9 OT losses. Hockey does that weird with their points, right? But as a 500 team, I would argue you should be in the playoffs. But then you look at a team like the Penguins, they were 38 and... Holy shit, I can't do my math here. 38 and 44. So they were under 500. They shouldn't be in. Then you look at the Flyers, 38 and 44. Those teams shouldn't be in. You look at the Caps. They were 40 and 42. They were under 500. So now a 500 team isn't in the playoffs, and an under 500 team is. It's just fucking bullshit. So a play-in tournament would be sweet, because then you would have had the Red Wings would have been in and the Penguins. And you get Sidney Crosby near the end of his career, and you get the young Red Wings team. That would have been awesome. Just make it a one-shot play-in game. Or, here's an idea. Instead of having a tiebreaker, do what the MLB does. Game 163. What would that be in hockey? Game 83. That would have been fucking electric.
That would be awesome.
How does it get decided in the MLB where game 163 is?
That
should be your tiebreaker.
That I actually don't know.
Because the NHL, if you have a tie in points, it just goes to regulation wins. So maybe you just keep it regulation wins. Whoever has more gets home ice. That would have been so fucking awesome having a game 83. And then that way you know.
Division record or something.
That would make sense. You can do either of those. There should definitely be. I just can't. I don't know if it's because this is the first time it's been my team that's affected, but I can't remember a time there was ever a tie in points and people were talking about regulation wins.
Sorry, I'm looking up how game 163 home field advantage is decided.
You're good. So maybe let me retract my statement. There shouldn't be a play-in tournament, but if you have a tie, there should be a game 83. I'd rather have a game 83.
Oh wait, they're not used anymore.
No. They probably got rid of it with the extra wild card.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. It's frustrating. It's sad. Great season nonetheless, but I would have loved to watch playoff hockey, especially those last two games. The energy was so good. Even the Montreal game, it sounded like a home ice game. It was so loud when the Wings tied that game up.
We always have Spot on the bandwagon over here.
No, my Oilers look great, man. They look good. They're taking on the Kings right now. They won 7-4. Was that last night they played? I don't even remember. I'm a horrible fan. Nope, 2 nights ago. No, last night. Yeah, last night. Yeah, 7-4. That, the only shady thing though is that I chose a team that plays all their games at 10 p.m. on weeknights.
Yep.
And I don't.
That's my problem too. I never watch the nights.
You know what? Should I flip? I'm gonna look. Hang on.
Except for now, I actually don't know if the game's in Dallas.
I'm a Panthers fan.
Ew.
I'm just kidding. I gotta stick with the Oilers. They're the only. I picked them years ago, so I'm allowed to take
with
them.
Games in Dallas. I'm wondering if the games will be earlier now, though.
100%. Let me see. It actually probably tells you.
Because I think last night's was like an 8 o'clock game.
9:30.
Yeah, so 8:30.
Fuck you. You work from home. You could literally watch anything.
Yeah, that's true.
What the hell? Why do they have such a big break? I'm looking at the schedule right now. They play 10:30 on Saturday. That's kind of nice, though. I can get down on a 10:30 game.
On the weekend.
Do you remember when we were in college? I want to say it was during COVID because there was no fans in the stands, but that Lightning game, and it went like 3 or 4 overtimes.
Yes.
That was
We
awesome.
stayed up for it.
We were up drinking till like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was so early in the morning.
Oh, my God. It was awesome. And then people were like tweeting shit like, oh, here's a random rule in the NHL rulebook you didn't know. If the game goes to 7 overtimes, 2 pucks are dropped simultaneously. Yeah. And like me, I was wasted. I believed it. I was like, dude,
we gotta get 7 overtimes.
yeah. So we'll be talking NHL because that's I've been watching it. I can't watch the NBA. I just don't give a fuck about it.
The only reason I turned on the Bucks game the other day is because you said that Dame was going off.
Yeah,
and that's my own team.
On. So honestly, I've only watched 2 playoff games, and it was the Bucks game for a little bit when we were playing on Sunday, and then I watched a little bit of Nuggets and Lakers last night before I went to bed. And then I was like, there was actually, oh no, I did catch the end of the Knicks 76ers game last night as well. That was kind of a crazy finish. But we're not going to talk about it. But let's talk MLB, and then we'll get into the draft. I'm itching to talk about these long shots. So the only thing I have to say for MLB is Dinger Tuesday's been a disappointment. Mostly they
brought back the dead balls.
Yes, it feels like I kind of like root vicariously through you because for some reason mine is capped out at $25 in bonus bets.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed that every time I bet, so we hit Altuve that one time. Yep. I'm 1-3. We hit Altuve the one time, but then when mine haven't hit, I haven't gotten my full bet back. And it felt like last year, every time I bet somebody, they hit 5 home runs that game. And I get that 5 is a lot, and maybe I'm just picking the wrong games, but it feels low. I got a $10 free bet last week.
Well, so I've been using Ballpark Pal, which I used last year to kind of like keep track of this stuff, and they keep track of expected home runs versus how many actual home runs there are, and they're saying that based on the expected home runs, they're predicting that they're using pretty much the same dead ball as what they used in 19, which was when the dead ball era was at its worst because we've had that few home runs.
Well, you know what sucked last week is that I had Michael Busch going for the 6-pack.
Yep.
And his first AB, he put 1 inches outside the pole. And I couldn't watch the game, so I'm just on Twitter searching Michael Busch.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, oh, my God, he almost had 6, blah, blah. I'm like, motherfucker. But not going to stop betting it. You got to turn it around eventually, you know?
Oh, 100%.
And I did the math. If I hit 2 of my free bets, I've gone a lot safer. I noticed, I remember last year I'd get the free bet, and I'm doing like a plus 2,000 parlay.
Yep.
But I've gone safer this year, just try to get my money back. So I've hit 2 of those. But I'm calling it tonight. Ohtani, he's my guy. He's hitting 1.
Jordan's going
like
too.
We should squad ride. Just the 1 because it's more fun that way when you both hit 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I placed mine earlier today. I liked. I always keep track of the names that I was thinking about too. Like last week, I said Trout, and he fucking hit 1. Who was the other one this week? Morel and Bush again. I thought about Bush again just because of the wind in Wrigley.
I think there's going to be a lot of home runs in that game.
I think that was definitely the one I should have done for the free bet aspect. I think they'll hit 5.
I took Gunnar Henderson only because the last 2 weeks that I've bet on Dinger Tuesday, he's hit 1 and I didn't have him, so I wasn't going to let him burn me again. And if he fucks me, then it's like betting CMC touchdowns. So
yeah. Well, that's what you said last week with fucking Bush.
Yep.
You said, he's hit 5 in a row. It's just like CMC touchdowns. So I was like, don't say that. My Tigers recap is, I kind of said it earlier, Torque cannot hit home runs. He's just warning track power / strikeout. He's also, it's getting real frustrating. Every AB, the first pitch is right down the cock. And somebody clipped it. There's like 4 or 5 instances where that first pitch, he's staring at the pitcher. He's not even looking the ball in. So it's like he was taken the whole way, and they're always meatballs. It's like, dude, I think though I'm gonna keep hope because once he gets 1, it's gonna be like a waterfall, just like last year. Cause I remember last year he started real slow. I don't think it was this slow, but man, once we hit like May, he started going crazy. So hopefully that happens again. Tigers are gonna finish 500. I said it last week, I believe. They're splitting every fucking series. They win a game, they lose a game. They win a game, they lose a game. They did it with the Twins. I believe they here, let's look, actually. I have it up. Oh, I have NBA up. Scores. That's NHL. God damn it. Get it together. Tigers. Here we go. Let's look at this Tiger schedule. Twins. 2 out of 3. Not bad. Rangers. 1 out of 4. Twins before that, they split. Pirates, they split. Athletics, they went 1 out of 3. That's horrible. And then you go back to the Mets when we were still good. So, Rays, we started the series with a win, so we'll see how that goes. But I did have a bet with a buddy that the Tigers would be under 500 by April 20th. By the way, This year might have been the quietest 420 ever.
It's because, yeah.
Maybe because we're not in college, but I didn't like. I feel like normally I see a bunch of jokes on social media about it and people posting on Snapchat, and I didn't see a thing. Like I was just thinking because my buddy told me on Monday, he goes, "Hey, you owe me $10," and I was like, "For what?" And he said the Tigers under 500 by April 20th, and I said, "Oh, you're not wrong."
Shit, I forgot it was 420.
Yeah, and then I was like, I didn't even see anything for 420. So then I asked my buddy that's a big smoker. He goes, "Dude, I'm at the age now where 420 is just another day." He goes, "I don't." He's like, "I'm 28," and I'm like, "Okay, that's fair."
Oh God.
So my only other thing, I got two things here. Baez is kind of heating up. He went 2 for 4 last night.
I did see that.
His fielding has been great. Did you see his play yesterday?
I don't think so. No.
I'm gonna try to explain it. So it was a grounder, and he was just outside the infield, and I forget who was up, but he was fast, and Baez threw it falling
Third base
away.
side or second base side?
Second base side. Threw it falling away, and it was just a fucking strike right to Torque. Got him by a step. And at first, I didn't think everything of it, and then I saw it all over Twitter. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, most shortstops hold this ball, and Javi threw it, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Hey, all right." Like I said, I'm okay with Javi Baez not being able to hit if he can field. He was making a lot of errors last year, but he's been good. He's been good in the field this year. He looks quick. He's stealing some bases. He's stretching out doubles. I'm just waiting, though. He's going to start getting caught. I already know it.
Oh, 100%.
But
it's Javi Baez.
He hit a home run last weekend. That was pretty sweet. Maybe that was last week. I don't remember. But I am in attendance for this game or this week's game on Sunday. We're going with Sid's family. So I want to throw out a couple bets that I will probably be wagering myself. So the number one, this is my must bet for Tubbs in attendance. No first home run. Just no home runs, because I have never witnessed a Tigers game home run ever. There was one time, actually. I was blessed enough to go to the ALCS versus Boston in 2013. And we showed up late because my mom won the tickets at work. She didn't get home from work till 5. So me and my dad booked it when she got home at 5:30. And I think we missed the first inning. We sat in our seats. It was next to like some of her coworkers. And they're like, "Oh, blah, 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 nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah." And then, boom, Big Papi just smacked a home run, first AB of the game. And since then, in the last 11 years of Tigers games, I have not seen a home run. Either team.
That's impressive.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, what? Am I some kind of curse? So, Scooble's on the mound, too, which is very exciting. So, with Scooble on the mound, I'm confident he won't give up a home run. I'm just worried about Kerry Carpet Bombs and Mark Canha. Mark Canha's been on a tear. He's got 4 home runs.
Carpet Bombs has been on a tear too, not necessarily home runs, but
no, but he's been an RBI machine. I think he's got one in the last 7. Mm-hmm. And then what was the other thing I was going to say I was worried about? Oh, the weather's really nice. It's going to be like 76. But strictly because I've never seen a home run, I'm going to bet that there won't be one, so that way I jinx it. Because I don't even remember the Big Papi home run. I looked away. I was pissed. So I want to witness one and like see what it looks like, And is it going to be a no doubter? Or am I going to be like, "Oh, go"? I'm also betting Torque to homer. So obviously those don't match up. However, they're both long shots. So if you hit one of them, you're going to make money. So I'll probably be throwing $5 on no home run, maybe 10 because I'm there, and then 10 on Torque to homer. Because how perfect would it be that his first one is when I'm in attendance? You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
I'll also probably have an SGP. I'll probably be doing something with Scooble, alternate Ks, bump it up 1 or 2, probably like 8. I'd like to see 8 out of him. No, honestly, that's probably going to be close to his regular line.
Yeah,
maybe
it's
9.
Been like 7.5 recently.
Yeah, maybe I'll bump it up to 9. Seems like he likes to get 9 lately. I'll probably have his over innings pitched, and then obviously Tigers money line. They are playing the Royals, which is worrisome, but this is it's a big series. We can make some moves here in the AL Central. I guess I'll probably just tweet out the SGP on Sunday from the Tanks and Tutties account. So check the Twitter Sunday morning. I'll throw that out there as well as the other long shots, and we can track how well I do when I go to a Tigers game. Because I've never been to a Tigers game and bet. I think the last one I went to was 2 years ago, and I didn't put any bets out. So we'll see how we do. How about your Brewers? How'd they look last week?
They look good. We are actually tied for the 4th best record in the Major League. 6-4 in the last 10. little bit worried because injuries are starting to creep in. DL Hall just got injured, which I'm a little bit curious. I don't know if this is necessarily an injury or like hey, you haven't been playing great and maybe you're sore, so we're going to let you rest up a little bit, because he is coming from being a reliever in Baltimore to being a starter for us, but hasn't looked great. He's on the IL. Wade Miley just went on the IL, which Wade Miley he's not flashy, but he gets the job done, so that one kind of sucks. I'm excited tonight, though. We have a rookie coming up from AA, actually, or no, AAA, to pitch Tobias Myers. He has had like a 1.5 ERA so far down in AAA, which is kind of dope, so I'm hoping that he looks real good and is able to stick. Just another prospect coming through the system. Honestly, though, not much has changed over the week. I mean, Yelich still out with injuries. Terang, Churrio look great. Bullpen's been all right. We need Devin Williams back bad, but no, I mean, it's been good so far. I just hope that we can stay afloat here for a little bit and maybe make a move for a pitcher. I feel like it's got to come early in the season. Maybe buy low on somebody that hasn't looked great so far, but yeah, pitching is definitely a little bit worrisome right now.
14-7, can't complain though.
I mean, not at all.
I know for a fact in the history of this podcast, this late in the season, our teams have never both been above 500. So, just because the Tigers are normally above 500. I said both.
Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, wait a minute.
Brewers definitely have. I'm saying, I literally said right after I said the Tigers have not been above 500 this late in the season. So,
okay, fair point.
Maybe eventually, but not to start. Well, let's get into some draft talk then. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We are an open book here. And I told Franke before we recorded, man, I feel like I kind of got to poop, so I'm going to hold it. And it's setting in. So there might be a solo Franke session while I run and do that quick. But we're going to tough it out. But full transparency here, as always. Let me talk about these draft picks bets that I found today. I screenshotted them. I haven't placed the wagers yet. So the first one is, these were all on FanDuel. I'm not sure everybody would have them. I actually only have two. I lost the other one. I'll have to find it later. 1+ linebacker and 1+ safety to be drafted in round 1 of the NFL draft. This is plus 1,400. The only thing is that there's not really – all the mock drafts don't have this looking good. But teams are going to look at what the Lions did last year and say, hey, the Lions got some studs when they went heavy defense. So basically you're looking at Dallas Turner. I don't know, does an edge count as a linebacker or no?
No, I don't think so, because there's a separate, especially on DraftKings, you can bet linebacker. Like there's a specific thing for linebackers, and then there's a specific thing for edge/defensive ends.
Gotcha. Well, this one's got Junior Colson out of Michigan going to the Cowboys at 24. He's a linebacker, but no safety. So safety's going to be the hard part. That's probably what's making it plus 1,400. But I feel like for a flyer, and I feel like every team could need a safety. I just love it at plus 1,400. The other one, either Brian Thomas Jr. or Xavier Worthy to be the second wide receiver drafted. This is plus 6,000. This is second wide receiver off the board, because number 1 is going to be Marvin Harrison.
Yeah.
So now the only thing is, I think it's just Xavier Worthy, and for the fact that he broke the 40 record. Teams like speed, man. Teams like speed.
Can't
Who's
teach
actually
speed.
projected to be the second wide receiver? You can't teach that.
Right now
Marvin
it's
Harrison.
Neighbors.
Odunze is what I'm seeing on this one.
Yeah, so that was
Where's
the one
Neighbors?
I wanted to talk about. There's been a lot of talk that the Giants like Odunze more than they like Neighbors. And I think it's mostly because of the speed thing. Because I believe Odunze was quicker than Neighbors. I might have that mixed up. But anyways, there's been talk that the Giants like Odunze more than they like Neighbors. So that's why I took that long shot of Odunze over Neighbors at like plus 280 or whatever it was. Especially with wide receivers. I feel like wide receivers are the ones that teams will either like reach for or like a lot of people will be shocked about because they'll be like, oh man, Neighbors was expected to go here and then Odunze went. Like, it's not that big of a difference, but
Right.
there seems to be a lot of mix-ups when it comes to wide receivers draft orders. So
The other thing I saw was Caleb Williams has been tweeting about Odunze. And the Bears
are lined up at 9 to get Odunze.
have a 9th pick. So all you need is you need Marvin Harrison to go first, and then you just need no wide receiver until 9.
That would be
You
nice.
probably get it. But I see people talking about the Bears trading that pick too. So, yeah, I'm about to shit myself. So why don't you get into some draft talk, and I'll be back. It should be quick.
Okay.
I apologize to the fans. This is very unprofessional, but there's nothing I can do about it. Should have went before. Lesson learned. Won't happen again. Official apology will be in the notes app tweeted from our account approximately Wednesday at 7 a.m. Thank you. I'll be right back.
All right. So we will start right at the top. 1, 2, 3 is pretty set in stone. I think it's pretty easy to say it's going to go Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May. If there's any pick that is potentially up in the air with the first 3, I think it's pick 3. There's been some smoke that the Patriots are potentially trading out of this spot, but with them trading Mac Jones, I don't see them moving back and risking not getting a top tier quarterback. I mean, it'd be different if they could trade back to 5 or something and end up getting somebody like J.J. McCarthy, who I think would probably fit their system well. But I think 1, 2, and 3 is pretty set. There's been some smoke with Marvin Harrison Jr. and the Cardinals at 4, that the Cardinals are open for business, and the Cardinals have been known to move around on picks like this. Like I said to Jake earlier, I don't think the Cardinals are going to move off of this just because Marvin Harrison Jr. is a generational talent at wide receiver, and I don't think that the Cardinals are going to risk losing that generational talent in Marvin Harrison unless they know that they can trade back up and get to pick 5, pick 6, and potentially still get Marvin Harrison. I think they'd have to go to 5 because if they trade off of 4, I think that J.J. McCarthy probably ends up going 4 for whoever trades up to get that quarterback, and then whoever's at 5, if it's the Chargers, will just end up taking Marvin Harrison. Pick 5 is a big question mark right now. Chargers have the pick, but I think a lot of teams are looking at trading up to get J.J. McCarthy if they can't get up to 4. I mean, the Vikings are one of those teams up there right now. I think McCarthy would probably fit in well with the Vikings. It's just whether the Chargers are going to be willing to trade back, which if there's this much heat on McCarthy and teams are really willing to trade up to get him, I think the Chargers would gladly move back. They don't need a quarterback. They have Justin Herbert. They're probably looking O-line, defense, maybe wide receivers. Maybe they're even looking to get a big-name wide receiver like Odunze or Neighbors, and if they can move back and still get somebody like that, they might. I know with Michigan head coach, whatever his fucking name is, I think he is probably not necessarily looking for a wide receiver, at least high-end wide receivers. They are very ground pound type of team, I think, now. So that's where I feel like the Chargers might be looking to go. At 6, it is the Giants. I think the Giants are probably looking at wide receiver as well. Right now, the mock draft I'm looking at has them taking Neighbors, but that's where I mentioned Odunze. At 7, we got the Tennessee Titans. I think it's pretty set in stone that they're taking Joe Alt, offensive tackle, unless somebody trades up, but trading up to get an OT is probably not the greatest idea. At 8, we have the Falcons. A lot of talk that they're going to take a D lineman. Obviously, with getting Kirk, they don't need a quarterback. They have Dejean, so they don't need a running back. They have Kyle Pitts. They don't need a tight end. They got Drake London. They don't necessarily need a wide receiver. Maybe a wide receiver 2 or something. Really shore up the wide receiver room. But defense is where they lack, so I feel like they're probably going to end up taking a defensive player. Right now, Byron Murphy is the top on the board, but it could end up being somebody else. I mean, I don't know, maybe a cornerback, Terrion Arnold, Quinion Mitchell. I don't think they're necessarily looking for cornerbacks. They have some pretty strong cornerbacks already, so I feel like probably going to end up taking Byron Murphy, somebody in that D-line, edge rush type of situation there. Looking at pick 9, this is where the Bears come in again. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried. Not worried about the Bears, but I'm a little afraid of what the Bears could be. They are kind of set up perfectly. They went out and got Mike Williams. They have DJ Moore. They're going to get Caleb Williams. They have a decent defense. They could easily take a wide receiver here at 9 and have 3 solid wide receivers, whether it's Odunze or Neighbors. Plus they have Cole Kmet. They have some decent running backs. I'm sure that the Bears are probably going to take a wide receiver at 9 here if they stay at 9. But like I said, I'm a little bit worried about what the Bears could become if they get another wide receiver. And then at 10, it's the Jets. There's been some talk that they're going to take Brock Bowers, first tight end off the board. Fits really well with Rodgers. It's going to keep him happy. They could honestly probably go offensive tackle, offensive lineman, somebody to give Rodgers some protection, but never a bad thing to give Rodgers some more weapons. So I just ran through the top 10 in the draft order and kind of gave who I thought was going to go there and kind of what I'm seeing based off of mock drafts. The only real mix-up I just said 1, 2, and 3 is probably set. 4 could potentially move like we talked about. 5 is a big toss-up right now based off of whether the Chargers trade out of it and somebody trades up for JJ.
I saw something. So this is what I love about draft week. And first off, I'd like to apologize again. That was horrible. It was like when you have bad Mexican or Taco Bell, and it just won't stop. And it was just, I'm glad I went though, or else we could have had a bigger problem on air. So, but let's get back into it. Let's focus back up here. I saw that the Chargers are going to trade Herbert to the Vikings.
I did see that too.
And then this was actually from our good friend Antonio Brown.
Yep.
And then the Chargers are going to draft
crediting AB.
Huh?
Credit me crediting AB.
Yes.
Because I sent this in our group chat.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, that's not happening. The Chargers are not going to trade away Herbert.
I mean,
it would make too many waves.
It would make no sense, but if Jim Harbaugh's truly trying to completely rebuild this team, there's not really a better situation than trading Herbert to Minnesota, taking JJ, who you already have all of this history with, and then loading up on first rounds from Herbert and just rebuilding around that. I mean,
that is true. But
I don't think it's going to happen, but
I think just Herbert is J.J. McCarthy just matured because he's played in the NFL for so many years, in my opinion.
Better arm.
Similar skill set. Yeah, 100%.
The only other things in the top 10 I really mentioned was I think 7 is pretty set that the Titans are going to take an offensive tackle. It's going to be Joe Alt. 8, I think the Falcons are going to end up taking defense, whether it's Byron Murphy or somebody else up there. 9, I'm a little bit scared of what the Bears are going to become if they get another wide receiver. And then 10, I think, is Brock Bowers because Rodgers could always use another weapon.
Yep, I saw that. And then I also saw at 9, if the Bears trade, it might be with a team that needs a tight end to get Bowers because they're afraid of the Jets taking Bowers. I just don't know about a team trading up.
Yeah, I don't know how often you
Bowers
really trade
is kind of.
I don't know.
Bowers is kind of that Travis Kelce type could be.
Not the same size, but yeah.
Right. So
I don't know.
I mean, you could project trades anywheres though. What are you seeing for the Vikings at 11?
Well, so the mock draft I'm looking at has the Vikings trading up to 5 to get JJ, and then has the Chargers at 11 taking an OT.
Gotcha. That wouldn't be bad for the Chargers. Their line sucked last year.
Mm-hmm.
I see the Vikings at 11 taking Bo Nix. That seems way too high.
I mean, I think, I don't think Bo Nix should be a first-round quarterback, but I think if they can't get JJ, I think they stand pat at 11 and take a quarterback. Probably, I would say Penix over Bo Nix.
Penix isn't going to go first round. The thing that people don't like about Penix, this one doesn't have Penix first round. It's got him round 2, I think. Yeah, this one's got first pick of the second round, basically a first round pick. But the problem with Penix is people don't like his out of pocket tape.
Yeah,
he was based on PFF, which is a crazy grading system. He was the worst out of pocket quarterback last year out of all the possible draftees here.
Yikes.
What do you got at 12 for the Broncos? I'm pretty much just going to skip through the defense.
That's where I'm
have
seeing
much to say
Penix
about
at
defense.
12.
Really?
Yep.
But the Broncos, that's the other news.
But, I was going to say.
Guy. They just got their guy. They traded for Zach Wilson.
Which is crazy because this, I'm pretty sure, came out today. And this is a CBS mock draft.
I think the Broncos are in full-on tank mode to go number 1 next year and hopefully get whatever quarterback is number 1 next year. I think the Broncos are full tank.
I don't know why they would take Penix. It doesn't really... It wouldn't fit their rebuild at all. He's, 26?
Yeah, he's fucking old.
Yeah.
But at 13, mine is interesting. I've got the Raiders at 13 taking another SEC receiver. Do you think something similar happens to the last SEC receiver they drafted?
Does this happen to be A.D. Mitchell or...
No, Malik Neighbors.
You have Neighbors making it all the way to 13?
That's what this one has.
What mock draft are you looking at?
I'm not even going to lie to you. The first time I looked through it, I was like, this is garbage, but I left it up because I wanted to compare it to yours and what I think. Neighbors at 13 is crazy.
I have the Raiders taking Talise Fuaga, the offensive tackle.
That's funny. I got him going at 14.
Well, at 14...
When I say I mean NFL Network, by the way, guys. Not me. We should have both made our own mock draft. That would have been fun. Shit.
At 14, I have the Saints taking Troy Futanu. Is that how you pronounce it? The Washington O-lineman?
I think it's Fautanu.
Yeah, whatever.
Him. That's what I heard. He's going at 20 in this one. So, either way, Raiders getting a wide receiver makes sense. They just don't have a QB. Or do they? Did they get a QB?
The Raiders? Well, I mean, they have Aiden O'Connell.
That's right. And I think they're going to let him go. Oh, and Gardner Minshew. That's who they picked up.
Oh,
They picked up somebody.
Yep.
Gardner Minshew was a serviceable quarterback last year. I wouldn't hate seeing him get another shot.
Yeah, I mean, he could definitely work.
He's always going to be a lifetime
He's not going
to go out and win you
backup,
games, but he's not going to lose you games.
Yeah.
So then at 14, I've got Fuaga going. Who's your 14?
Futanu.
That's right. Okay. And then 15.
I have the Colts taking Terrion Arnold, cornerback out of Bama.
Gotcha. This one had the Bears trading back up after trading out of 9.
Interesting.
That's weird. Oh, wait. No. So this one, so it had them flipping. Had the Colts going up to 9 for Brock Bowers and then the Bears down to 15.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like this one's got Byron Murphy, the D tackle. I feel like either of those moves are good for the Bears. You can take a wide receiver at 9, or you can beef up your defense, which was already not bad last year. Their defense last year was actually, I think it was like top.
No, the Bears' defense is pretty good. Yeah,
it was top half of the league. So
I would honestly be surprised to see Arnold go above Quinion Mitchell.
This one had Quinion Mitchell gone already. I forgot to mention that. It had him at 8 to the Falcons. I want the Lions to trade up and get Quinion Mitchell. However, I am afraid of drafting a quarterback high again because of what happened with Jeff Okudah.
I bet.
I didn't even look who it's got the Lions taken in this one. I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm going to look.
Well, I was going to say, do we want to fly through the rest of round 1 here and get to our team's picks?
Pretty much. I don't even really give a fuck about other teams. Mine are they're kind of lame now that you get out of the top 10. So let's just fly through and we'll see where our drafts are different. So Eagles at 16, I've got Jared Verse, the edge out of FSU.
That must be a trade because I have the Seahawks.
Yep, it is a trade with the Seahawks. You're right. Who do you got the Seahawks taking?
Quiddy Mitchell.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I think if Quiddy Mitchell fell to 16, that'd be nuts.
Yep.
17, I've got the Jags taking Terrion Arnold.
I am taking Brian Thomas.
Funny. At 18, I've got the Bengals taking Brian Thomas.
Bengals don't need a wide receiver. I have them taking Marius Mims, offensive tackle from Georgia.
They could definitely use offensive
which
line
would
help.
work
Burrow's
so
coming back
nice.
next year.
Yep.
19, I have the Chiefs trading up with the Rams to get Xavier Worthy. They got to get their Tyreek Hill back.
At 19, I have the Rams taking Chop Robinson to replace Aaron Donald.
I think that is the second best name in this entire draft.
Chop Robinson. Great name.
Number 1 is Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Yes.
Let's see. 20, Steelers. I got them taking Fautonau.
I also have them taking offensive tackle, but it's Graham Barton out of Duke.
I think that's early. I saw him. Oh, this one's got him going to the Seahawks, who flipped with the Eagles at 22. But number 21, I've got the Dolphins taking Fashanu out of Penn State. Fun fact, he looked like dick in the Michigan game.
Yep.
Michigan rolled him.
I have the Dolphins taking Jackson Powers Johnson, offensive lineman from Oregon.
See, these are where the picks get lame. Let's fly a little faster. Seahawks trade with the Eagles. Graham Barton at 22.
Tyler Guyton, Eagles.
Okay. What about 23 for the Vikings? I'm just waiting for us to have one similar one. What do you got at 23?
23, Chargers taking Chris Jenkins.
Okay, I don't have that. I have the Vikings taking. Is Chris Jenkins? That's a Michigan guy.
Yep. T-lineman.
Interesting. I got the Vikings taking Lautu. 24, I got the Cowboys taking Junior Colson. Shout out Michigan.
I have 24, Cowboys taking A.D. Mitchell.
25, 49ers trade with the Packers.
Nope, never happening. Never fucking happening. We're not trading with the fucking Niners.
49ers trade with the Packers to get Kool-Aid McKinstry, the Alabama quarterback. I hope that doesn't happen because I want the Lions to take him.
I have the Packers taking Fashanu.
And who do you want the Packers to take?
Cooper Dejean.
Gotcha.
Or Kool-Aid McKinstry, but Cooper Dejean, smart football player, would fit perfect in our system.
Smart football player.
Tell me that wouldn't be the most perfect fit. A white cornerback in Green Bay, Wisconsin. No, I want cornerback and then offensive lineman.
Okay. But you'd be fine. You can't just pick one thing.
I'd
be fine with either.
I'd be fine with either.
What if they take?
If they trade up to get Marvin Harrison, I'll be happy. No, honestly, if they traded up and got any of the top 3 receivers, I'd also be happy. But we don't necessarily need receivers, so
a receiver would be nice though.
But that would be the biggest fucking slap in the face to never draft a wide receiver with Rodgers in the first round and then trade up this year after 1 year with Love to take a wide
dwelling
receiver
on the
when
past,
you don't
dude.
need
You
him.
got Jordan Love, who's a great quarterback.
No, I know.
He doesn't have the stud receiver. You have a bunch of good receivers. You can't sit here and tell me Christian Watson, who can't stay healthy for more than 3 games at a time, is a stud.
He could be.
He showed flashes, but he just looks like he's going to be injury prone the rest of his career. But if you take a young guy with some speed and some height, like I just always think back to when the Lions got Megatron. Obviously, different story because he was a once-in-a-generation kind of wide receiver. But just the fact that you knew you were in every game because you had a stud wide receiver. When's the last time they had that? Devontae Adams. Remember how it felt to have Devontae Adams on your team?
That's true.
It's pretty fucking
I'll give
sweet.
you that.
However, you didn't get Devontae in the first round, though. So
that is also
I
true.
don't know. Maybe you don't need him. Anything about your pick until we move on?
No.
All right, I got Chop Robinson at 26.
26, I have Dallas Turner, which I don't think he falls that far.
Dallas Turner out of where?
The edge rusher from Bama.
Oh.
I don't
trying
think
to look
there's
where
a
he is on
chance that he falls that far.
I got him at fucking 12. Yeah, right. Cardinals at 27. I got Cooper Dejean.
Late two.
Dude, we're not going to have a single similar one. We'll have to go back and look and see when the first similar one was. Oh, after the obvious ones. 28, the Bills. Marshawn Nealand out of Western Michigan. Shout out the Broncos. My girlfriend went there.
I have him taking Xavier Worthy, which would be a kind of a dope fit.
That would be, actually. Can you imagine Josh Allen throwing 70-yard bombs to the fastest player in the league?
That would be so cool.
29, I'm curious what yours says. Mine's an edge rusher out of Missouri, Darius Robinson, which I don't hate, but I don't love. But I did see that this guy loved Detroit. He loved Dan Campbell, and he loved the town when he visited. So who do you got?
I've got him taking a cornerback, Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Nice. I love to hear that. That's what I want him to take. I want Kool-Aid at 29. I would be fine with Cooper Dejean just because it would be funny to have a white cornerback. But really, I think they just got to go D-line or cornerback, and that's it. There's nothing else. We don't need a wide receiver. We don't need a quarterback, obviously. Our running backs are fucking stacked. We got the stud tight end. Honestly, I wouldn't be upset with a linebacker just because you got Anzalone, you got Jack Campbell. Rodrigo, though, isn't really fitting in well. Derek Barnes, though, was really good last year, actually. I take that back. So, yeah, cornerback, lineman. Honestly, take a cornerback and a lineman, D-lineman, with every single fucking pick this draft. I don't care. One of them's got to be good because we need a cornerback. So bad. It's so bad. But, yeah, the other thing we do need is an edge rusher to help Hutchinson because Hutchinson did a lot last year, and we could have used a little bit of help on the other side. So, 30, the Ravens, I'm taking Tyler Guyton, an offensive tackle. His picture just does not look like an offensive tackle. He looks like a tight end.
I have them taking Jared Verse, edge rusher out of Florida State. Which I also don't think he falls that far either.
This one's got the Packers, so they flipped with the 49ers. They're at 31. Yep. Roger Rosengarten, Washington tackle.
I think I've actually heard of him.
This says they get a third-round pick along with their first. So they flipped, and then they got a third as well. Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
I got the Niners taking Dejean at 31. And then I got the Chiefs taking Johnny Newton, D lineman, at 32.
I forgot this one projected the Chiefs flipped with the Rams. So Nate Wiggins to the Rams, Clemson quarterback. Let's go back up to the top quick. I want to see the first similar pick after all the obvious. So, 1, you have Chicago taking Caleb Williams, obviously.
Yep.
2, the Commanders. Do you have Jaden Daniels?
Yep.
3, the Patriots. Do you have Drake May?
Yeah. There's actually... So, I do have him taking Drake May. I mentioned this, too. There's been some smoke about the Patriots potentially trading out of this spot. I don't think they do it unless they know they can get J.J. McCarthy or Penix later in the first round.
That's true. I also have a hot take. Giants could take J.J. McCarthy and fucking say, fuck you, Daniel Jones.
They're not going to do that with this contract.
Probably not. So 4, I have... Wait. What do you have at 4?
Marvin Harrison.
This one's got the Giants trading with the Cardinals to take J.J.
No.
Even though aren't the Giants at 6?
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess this is assuming that the Chargers would take him at 5 or they'd trade out?
No, they're assuming that the Vikings would trade up to 5 because that's been all the talk to take JJ.
So then it's got, I'm just going to list them quick, okay? 5, Marvin Harrison, Chargers. You don't have that, obviously. Rome Odunze, Cardinals at 6.
Neighbors at 6.
With the Giants. Nope. All right, Titans, Joe Alt.
Yep.
Okay, finally. All right, we got to... I think that's the only similarity.
Yeah.
I thought of something else funny we could do is go to the... This one's got 7-round projections. Does yours?
No. I think this one's just the first round.
I'm just going to look at what our teams do, and we'll talk about it quick, just for like round 2 and 3 probably.
Who Mr.
Packers. Javon Bullard, Georgia safety. And then the Lions take... Enos Rakestraw Jr. Love that fucking name. Rakestraw? Cornerback out of Missouri. Ooh, 2 Missouri guys. I like that. Round 3. Ooh, Lions have a 3rd round pick. I forgot. A guard out of South Dakota State. They're big up there. Packers. Nehemiah Pritchett from Auburn, cornerback. And then also Christian Haynes, Connecticut O-guard. Okay. I'm kind of done looking. I just wanted to see the Packers
Who's
taking
Mr.
a
Relevant?
quarterback or something. That's what I was really hoping. I'll get there in a second. I'm going to scroll through quick. Packers, Miles Cole, edge rusher. Wow, the Lions don't have a third or a fourth. Damn. I didn't know that. So they got to go crazy in the first two. Where the fuck are they? Packers don't have a... Oh, they have a compensatory pick. Ray Davis, running back. Lions taking a receiver in the 5th round. Hopefully he's the next Amon-Ra. All right, Mr. Irrelevant. I'm taking too long here. Sorry. Mr. Irrelevant. Guess his position, Austin?
Safety.
Ooh, close.
Damn it. I was going to say a
Micah
cornerback.
Abraham. Cornerback out of Marshall. Interesting. Didn't see any Wisconsin players.
Braylon Allen's in there somewhere.
I'm going to look through this after. I do want to see where those guys go. I should go back to... I was on round 2. All right. Do you want to... Let's do grid quick.
Okay.
What time are we at? We've gone a little long, but that's all right. You guys don't have to listen to the grid if you don't want. Do you need me to share my screen or no? I just will anyways because we're going to do the roulette spin. Screens. Which screen am I on? This one. Immaculate grid. All righty. Across the top, we've got Raiders, Chiefs, Super Bowl champ going down. We've got Patriots, Colts, and Steelers. Super Bowl champ for the Steelers.
Let's.
Jerome Bettis.
I was going to say go a small name. Yeah. I guess we could do Bettis.
I think Jerome Bettis would be good. 5%. That's not bad. Colts Super Bowl champ. You got Peyton Manning. You've got
T.Y. Hilton.
Marvin Harrison. T.Y. Hilton didn't win one.
Oh, he wasn't there yet.
I don't think so. That's Marvin Harrison. Oh, Reggie Wayne.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. He might be too big name, though, wide receiver. I can think of something. Jeff Saturday.
Yep.
Center.
Nice.
Boom. 11%, really? Super Bowl champ Patriots. We got to have something crazy here. James White.
Yep. Well, Super Bowl MVP, though. Is that going to be too much?
James White won a Super Bowl
He
MVP,
did.
really? What else could we do?
Wes
Gronk, way
Welker.
too big. Aaron Hernandez?
You could.
No,
think
he's
of
way
one of
too
like
popular.
the backup quarterbacks.
What about a kicker?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Was he there when they won one? They got rid of
100%.
him quick. I think. I'm going to be mad at you if this is wrong. Wait, no, we'll do Jimmy Garoppolo for Patriots
Okay.
Raiders.
I was gonna.
No, we'll actually do Randy Moss.
That's where I was gonna say Randy Moss.
26. Jimmy G was probably way higher. Super Bowl champ Patriots. We got to be able to think of something crazier. Vrabel. I bet you Vrabel's low.
Yeah, who's their coach? Wait, who's their coach
Linebacker?
now? Who's the guy that they just hired?
Something Mail. Gerard
Yep.
Mail. 0.7. Nice pull. Nice fucking pull. All right. Raiders Colts. Don't know. Raiders Steelers. Don't know. Chiefs Steelers. Wait. No, he went to the Chiefs.
Too
Oh,
bad
he's with
Garner
the Falcons.
Minshew hasn't played a game with the Raiders yet.
And we can't use Fitzy for any of these. Oof. Man, we had that hot start. 'cause we know
Le'Veon
Super Bowl
Bell,
champs, but I got
Chiefs,
nothing now.
Steelers.
Good call. Did he play a game with
Yes.
the Chiefs, though? Had to have. We
Yep.
bet him for a touchdown a couple times.
What percent was that?
God, Chiefs Colts. 32%.
Yikes.
I thought that would have been lower. Chiefs Patriots. Oh, Juju.
Yep.
Damn, 35%. Chiefs Colts. I don't think we've gone 9 out of 9 ever.
I don't think so.
Chiefs Colts. And then, dude, I do these at work all the time, and I'll go 9 out of 9. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's just the fact that I know people are listening to me. Chiefs Colts, man. We got to have something here. Chiefs Colts. Running backs.
Did Ray McLeod ever
Quarterbacks.
play with the Raiders?
Seems like he would have. Oh, no, I got a better one for that one. Martavis
Yep,
Bryant.
that would work.
Damn, 34%, really? Raiders, Colts. Man, I don't know Colts players.
Yeah, I'm trying to think like running
Trying to
backs
think,
and quarterbacks.
Yeah. Carson Palmer never went to the Colts.
Alex Smith.
Matt
never did.
Ryan, Phillip Rivers. Maybe like a tight end. No. What about Janikowski? No, never went to the Colts.
Matt
Should we
Gay.
take a break and
Did
do
he
roulette?
play for either the Chiefs or the Raiders?
I have no idea. We'll remember that.
Rodrigo Blankenship?
Because that he hasn't gone anywhere but the Colts. I think kicker might be the move or punter. What about
Marquette
who's
King?
that? That's what I was thinking. Did he play for the Colts?
I know he played somewhere else. I just don't know if it was the Colts.
I think it was the Steelers, though. All right, let's do roulette while we. let
It
our
definitely
brains
was
talk.
the Steelers. God damn. That would have been good.
That would have been a. Oops. That would have been a good shout. God damn it. Hello? Oh, no. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay. It won't let me get out of here. Jesus Christ. Technical difficulties.
Coming from your end this time.
Yeah, I'm just glad I didn't freeze out. I thought I did. Oh, it's right there. Silly goose. I was hoping to see some extra money in there for my Otani home run, but apparently he hasn't hit one yet. I'm waiting. I'm not ready. This thing's lagging. I'm not ready. All right, so we got 0, 2, 3, 9, 13, 22, 23, 24, 30, and then the extra. So it would have been 33 on this roll, but it's not going to be. But just for tracking purposes, because I definitely could have got our numbers in there, but I panicked.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
So hopefully this misses.
I love that my computer is going smoothly because I can see the stream crystal clear right now.
Nice. All right, at least we didn't miss a lightning. Not one of ours. 11, perfect.
11.
Good miss, right by the 32. I would have been pissed. All right, 11 is our repeat. 0, 2, 3,
9, 11,
13,
20.
11.
Oh, wait.
Oh, oops.
Shit, my bad.
All right, let's hit here. Maybe it was meant to be to miss that roll.
I like the spacing, but I wish we had some more in the third 12 there.
Yeah. We're never changing it, though. We've ran this forever.
Oh, I know.
And we're up 160 doing it. More after we hit this lightning number. Damn it, no lightning number. All right, just hit one of ours so we can run it again and hit a lightning. Oh. This is rolling.
How do you feel about the
forever.
draft being in Detroit?
I love it. I thought about going 0! Let's go! Run it again, double up 0, or do you want to leave it on 11?
We can double up 0.
I thought about going, but then I realized everybody's going to go because it's free. There's no tickets. So it is just
Next year's
gonna
in
be-
Green Bay.
It's just going to be packed. And then the Lions don't pick till 29. So I was like, I really don't want to get home at 1:30 in the morning. So
The
next year's in
drafts
Green Bay.
run through the NFC North.
All right, come on. Give us a lightning number. Come on. 24? 50X.
Yep.
Okay, we'll take a 50X. Please and thanks.
Come on.
Come
Need this money for a
on
PC. Oh.
22! 22! Here we go. Now we roll. Should we double up 22? We have to, right?
Yeah. Why didn't you just hit repeat?
Because it would have been $4 on 0, and I can't drag. I guess I could have. We'll hit again so I can test your theory. That's what we'll do here. That's 2 in a row. Can we go for 3?
Nice.
Hey, peep whose week it is too, by the way. We're back.
It's mine.
We're back. It's
No
Austin's
biggie.
week. It's Austin's week. What do we got
22
here?
is also your number? Shit.
Come on. 6, 16. No lightning number for us this time. That's all right, though. Hit 3 in a row. I want to go for a record here. Longest episode of all time because we just kept hitting. 3! 3! That's 3 in a row! Let's go! All right. Here we go. Got a little streak starting now.
That's also your number.
I'm hot.
All of
I'm
these
hot.
numbers are yours.
Let's go. That's 16 wins for me now. I'm killing you. You got to change your numbers up. All right, give us a lightning now. Come on. Look at how due a lightning number is. It hasn't hit in the last whatever many that is.
I know.
Let's go. What a run here. Come on, keep it going. 0.
0.
Nice. 0 for 100x. Do it. Do it one time. One time, baby. Do it. Do it. Oh, it bounced back. 23!
23.
The streak continues. This is 4 in a row. This is 4 in a row. Oh, my God.
Hey, that's my number.
Nice. Way to get one, kid. Is that 23, right? 22, 20. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a run. That's 4 in a row. Here comes 5. Here comes 5. Here comes 5 in a row.
This would be for the record.
The record. Let's do it. Come on. Come on.
Give me some fingers.
Come on. Ooh. How about a lightning? Can I get greedy? Can I have a lightning one time?
I wish people could see this right now.
Please, lady. Oh, we got 4 lightnings. Come on. One of them ours. Come on. 1.
5, 17.
Damn it. None of ours.
27. Damn.
Come on.
It's all right. It hasn't stopped us yet.
5 in a row. Let's go. 5 in a row. 24! 5 in a row! Let's go! We're running.
Oh
Let's
my
go.
God.
We're hot. When you're hot, you're hot. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. What a long episode. I don't care. I love it. I love it. Let's go. Man, I wish all these people here knew how hot we were right now. Let's go for 6. How about a lightning number? I'm talking life-changing money, 1000x. I'm just kidding.
I need a PC, people.
Yes, yes, we do. 500x one time. Oh, we got 0. 50x, 50x. Okay.
All right.
Come on. Do it. Do it. Hit that 0.
Oh, that was quick.
Oh, good run. Good run. What a fucking run. Let's
Damn.
go. 5 in a row. Oh, love it.
I haven't said this in a long time, but that was electric.
Yeah. That was the definition of electric. I love it. I love it. That's $90 for each of us. Let's go. Okay. Let's tackle this immaculate grid and send the viewers on their way. What a run. My heart's racing. That was fun.
Yeah, I didn't think about grid that entire time.
Me either. We needed one of those. We were due. All right. Raiders, Colts, Raiders, Chiefs.
We're up 250
Chiefs kickers.
now, by the way.
They've had Butker for a while.
Or no.
We're up 180 right there. So it's 340. Because of the 20 we put in. What?
Sheesh.
Yeah, I know, right? Big bounce back. Yeah, I kind of want to just throw in kickers. So let's throw in Marquette King. Oops. It's wrong, but I'm ready to end the episode. Marquette King.
Matt Gay.
And Matt Gay. Nope, neither.
Oh.
Let's see. Nick Foles for the Chiefs.
Damn.
Jeff George, never even heard of him. Let's see who else we had here for Raiders. Colts. Eric Dickerson, Kerry Count, nobody. Why is it always like that, man? When are we ever going to get a shot? All right, well, that does it for this one. My weekend preview, by the way, was Friday. I think Sid and I are going to a Lugnuts game. And then Saturday, my brother and I were planning on hanging out, and I'll probably go to the range. And then Sunday, the Tigers game. So keep an eye out. Remember, no home run and Torkelson home run, and then the SGP that I will be tweeting probably Saturday or Sunday. So keep an eye out for that.
Yes, sir.
That's all I've got. Have a great weekend. Let's hit some tanks, adore some tutties. See you next week.
Peace.